If you didn't figure it out yet,
Yeah,
just okay. Just hang on. We'll go over it again at the end. All right. Oh, still a couple working on it.
Yeah, right in the corner there.
Okay.
You don't want to get too far ahead.
Yeah. Somebody's still trying to log in?
Yeah, I set it up at home on my desktop, but I forgot my password. I'm on my tablet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, we can change your password right now if you want.
Do you want to change your
that'd be
password?
great. Yeah, you can change it, please.
Hang on one second. I need to find your email address in the system. What's your name?
It's Ben Chersinoff, my name.
How do you spell the last name?
Chursinoff.
Can't find it. I think I spelled it wrong.
Shut it again, Ben.
Chursinoff.
CHUR.
SINOFF.
Okay.
There we go.
Do you have access to your email address right now at your University of Regina email?
Well, it's just forwarded to my Gmail, so I don't know what that password is.
Oh, that should be okay, right?
Well, I was just going to send you the new password to your email address, and you can copy and paste it into the e-portfolio.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it should get forwarded to my Gmail.
Yeah. It's not working.
Okay, so while Jonathan is doing that, maybe
Okay.
let's just. Oh, did it work?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, Ben, you should have a new password sent to you right away.
Okay, just waiting for it to come through.
Okay. And I'm just going to back up and make sure that we have this figured out. So I'm going to go back to the e-portfolio. Hopefully. I won't do it now. Okay, so just to review, to edit your dashboard page, go to Portfolio, then Pages, and then you'll see this one, Dashboard Page. Click on the pencil, and then you can delete your welcome page. And you should only have My Pages, you'll need that one, and Inbox. Those are the only two things that you're really going to need on your dashboard page. So then it should, well, I didn't change mine, hang on. Are you in yet, Ben?
Not yet.
Okay, so once you're done, your dashboard page should look a lot like this. Okay? So you'll want to see My Pages because that will act as a good guide to all of the different things that you'll need to edit for your program.
Hey Trent, can you tell me my email address? I got the password, but is it chursonb@uregina.ca?
Your email address?
Yeah.
Hang on. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That'll be his username.
That's your username, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm entering the reset password I got, and it's not working.
No, I sent you a new one to that address. I sent you a reset.
Yeah, it says reset for today.
Yeah. Now
Yeah,
everybody
it's not
knows your password.
It's not working though.
That's weird.
Okay, I'll reset it one more time and set it back just to your email address. So your email address both for your username and password.
Okay.
Okay. So first, can I see a show of hands? Who's got their dashboard page set up well so that they only have, okay, so you've only got my pages and your inbox.
Okay, hands up, guys.
Okay?
Just about
Okay,
everyone
so
now.
just about everyone's on that page. Ben, we'll let you catch up, but we're going to keep moving here, all right?
And I believe the session's also being recorded. If you once it's finished, the recording should be made available, and you should be able to go through again and catch up again and review.
Yeah. Okay, so in the system, you'll be able to collect, organize, and share all of the different files that you'll need for your program. And luckily enough, there's already a template built, so there are a lot of things you won't have to worry about when you're using your e-portfolio. The first thing that you should do now that you've got your dashboard set up is put together your your profile page and then add your files. So those are two fairly simple steps that will get you going. Your profile page is really just a way for you to customize it and add some information about yourself, including a profile picture. So this is my profile page here, and I'm going to actually switch over to the e-portfolio. And to edit your profile page, you can do this in a couple different ways. You can go under Content and then Profile. And this is where you can fill in everything about you. So your first name, last name, anything else that you want to include. You can put in an introduction if you want. So I know that everyone in the room is part of a public policy program. So you might want to put some things about your academic interests, your past professional experience, that sort of thing. Your contact information, so if you have a blog or your own website, you can include that here. And you can add a photo as well. So the thing about photos that you'll need to know is they have to be properly sized or you're going to get an error. So Mahara is kind of particular about this. And it will want you to resize your photo exactly right within certain parameters. It will size it up or down, but it has to be square is basically it. So if you're having problems doing this, you can go online and find one of the free kind of photo editing apps or whatever that you can use so that you can put in the dimensions that it needs and then it will resize it for you. If you're using a Mac, Preview is pretty easy to use to resize because it will actually show you the dimensions as you're scrolling over to make a square over the image that you want to crop. Windows should have something similar, but you'll need to do that first or it just won't work. So once you do that, you'll be able to add your profile picture, then you can complete your profile, and it looks a little bit more professional. It's also then a little bit more truly yours. So I do recommend doing that. And just to recap, you'll be able to do that under Content, then Profile, to get your photo loaded, profile pictures. Can I see a show of hands if that makes sense and everyone can remember to do that? Okay. And we are recording these so you can go back if you forget where to find that. All right, now files. So because you have a template that your instructors have already set up for you, you don't need to build a lot of pages or your own collections or anything like that, which is really great. But you will need to add some files to add to the pages that have been made for you. So I'm not sure, I don't know your program well enough, but any documents that you need to include in your portfolio for your program, you can add all in one big chunk, or you can add them individually. It's up to you. So to do that, you'll go under, you'll go under Content, then Files, and you can actually choose a bunch of different files, click and drag the entire group here, or you can choose them individually by clicking on Choose Files. It's up to you, whatever you think is going to work best for you.
Maybe scroll down and show the different, you can have folder structures.
Yeah. So once you do add all of your different files, they're always going to show up here, so that any page that you're editing, you'll always be able to access the different files that you've included. You can create folders to keep things better organized. And you can also download folder content as a zip file if you need. So once you've got everything in here. And you can delete or edit those files once they're in as well.
And I think editing the files is just the name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, or I think you can overwrite.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's the easiest way to get everything into your portfolio. So you can think of it a bit like a binder or something like that. You've got all of this stuff that you need to put together for your program. It's just like paper, except that it's online. You throw everything in, and then from there you're able to organize as need be. So it's just a way to begin organizing your structure. Yeah?
I just have
You have a
question
question?
with does the stuff we throw in have to for the end project have to be strictly academic? Can it be stuff that we did at work too?
Sorry, I couldn't hear you actually. Can you try again?
Yeah, so the files we add for the end project, does it have to be strictly like from academic done here? Can it be work stuff too?
That's a question for your instructors, actually.
The answer is it can be work stuff.
Okay.
Can I recommend you not move the microphones, please?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's better if they don't move. Thank you. I'll tell you one thing, though, about files. In terms of file type, I do recommend uploading images and PDFs if possible, because, frankly, it just looks cooler. So if you have a PDF or an image, you're able to actually see the entire PDF or image within one of the windows of your pages, which is a lot nicer. It looks more professional. It's easier for your instructors to read, and it's also easier for you to see. Otherwise, they'll show up as a downloadable set of files just listed by title. But PDFs and images will actually show up so that you can scroll through an entire 5-page PDF right in the window of your portfolio, and I think that's a better way to display your content. I'm going to have to log into my other one.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Open up a new.
I might be able to, if I have, oh no, I deleted it. So I'll show you what I mean, and
Open up a new browser.
Yeah. So in the program that I work with, the Graduate Professional Skills Certificate Program, we use this system to display a lot of different artifacts from professional development activities that students do. And I ask them to display it in PDF or image form, because then when we're going through and assessing their program, we can see everything they did at a glance. We don't have to download files. So if you're downloading, or if you're including files as Word documents or spreadsheets or things like that, you'll actually have to click on them to view them, you or the instructors. It's kind of cumbersome. So I'll show you how this looks if, it should be this page. Nope, not that one. So if you actually upload a PDF within a window on one of your pages, then it looks like this, which is a lot nicer, right? And you can actually scroll through the entire thing. So that's what I recommend. And I don't think I have an example of images. Oh, there we go. So that's an example of an image. And again, a little bit more professional of a look. And it's a lot easier for you then to see what you have and haven't added at a glance. Another question?
Would that work the same with Power? I guess you could say a PowerPoint is a PDF too, though, so it would be the same idea.
Yeah, that's what you'd have to do. Anything that is an Office file it'll just be the name of your file as a link that the person looking at it would have to download. So just remember, images or PDFs. Okay. Okay, so I'll go back. Hang on, I lost my slide. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay, so first, check in. Does everybody understand how to add files, either individually or as a big group? Hands up. Okay. And what kind of files is it better to add?
Images or PDFs?
Awesome. All right. So now organizing. So you've got all of these files put together, and now you need to do something with them. How do you do that? So we're going to review a couple of terms that are important to know for the e-portfolio. So a page refers to the obvious. It's a single page within your portfolio on which you can place your content. So sort of like what we just looked at, you can put a PDF or an image. You can change the layout of your pages. You can curate the content within your pages. So it's kind of your first step to organizing the files that you've added. And because you're working with a template created by your program, those pages are already set. So luckily you don't need to create those, you just need to go in and edit them, add the content that's required, and then always hit save. Okay? This program does not autosave. Now, with pages, there is a little bit of a quirk in that you can add your content to multiple different pages, so you can duplicate that content. It will always be available to you, your files. However, once you put those pages into a collection, so again, think of this as a paper binder. Imagine you've got a bunch of different things that you have maybe numerous photocopies of, a bunch of different PDFs or whatever. You're putting them into pages, curating your content, organizing it, and then you take page 1, 5, and 6 and put it into a collection specific to one topic. Once you do that, you can't use pages 1, 5, and 6 for anything else unless you make a copy of it, okay? So you can use your content over and over and over again, but you can't use your pages over and over and over again. And you'll only have to worry about this if you start to use your e-portfolio for other things in your program. Again, because this is all set up for you, you don't need to worry about this too much, but it's good for you to know, okay? Because if you do use this to, for instance, put together a professional portfolio that you want to share with employers, then you'll need to know that little quirk about this system. So just make a note of that you're not going to have to worry about it anytime soon, okay? It'll just save you some stress later. All right, now you need to edit your pages so that you can do something with all of this content, all of these files that you have, all these PDFs and images. So to edit your pages, and Ben, are you logged in now?
No, it's still not working.
Oh no.
What's the error? Are you saying a bad password or something?
Yeah, it just says that I don't have the proper credentials to log in.
Oh,
Let me
annoying.
just.
Sorry, Ben. We'll get it figured out.
Yep, that's fine.
Okay.
I just logged in as you with that username and password, so the account's working. Something's on your computer.
Okay, maybe it's the tablet.
It
Yeah.
might be. Would it be possible to maybe close your browser and then try again?
Sure. Yep.
Just in case it's remembering? I don't know.
Yeah. So the username again was chursonb@uregina.ca, and the password is the same.
let's go on to pages. Now to find your pages, you can either go to dashboard, and you should have a list of all of your pages, and hopefully if you simplified it, that's all you're going to see. One way to get to your pages. Or you can go under portfolio, and then pages here. You can also see your entire collection here. But I recommend either going dashboard, my pages, or portfolio, then pages. A little less confusing. So if you go portfolio and then pages, you'll be able to see the title of each page. And I know that these are broken up to kind of follow your program by topic. So you'll see, let's take the very first one. So management, governance, and leadership. To edit this, you'll click on the little pen. And that will take you straight to the edit option. And I'm not seeing the full page.
Just hit the Zoom green. Right.
Yeah. Okay, now I'm going to show you something a little bit more complicated, just to get it over with. So hang on. If you start at dashboard and go to my pages, so let's go to the same one, you'll see this instead. Okay, so this is the step right before where we just were. So there are two ways to get to edit this page. So the first one is to go portfolio, then pages, then the little pen button. The second way is to go to dashboard, then my pages, then you'll see this. Don't start trying to type. You'll have to click edit this page first, okay? So that, just remember that. It's either going to be the pen icon next to the page name, or this button here, edit this page, just above all of your pages. Can I see a show of hands if that makes sense? Okay. All right, so now we're at the same spot that we would have landed on if we'd gone under portfolio, then pages, then clicked on the pen icon, or if we went to dashboard, page title, edit this page. Okay, so both of those routes take us to this same spot. Now you'll notice that each of these are kind of broken up into little sections. So you can't actually edit the entire page in one go when it has these different sections. You'll need to edit each section individually. So maybe let's start with general evidences of competence. So this, I'm assuming part of this evidence could be something like a document, a PDF, or an image that you have that would be some of your evidence of meeting this competence. To add that, you would need to click on this gearbox right here. Now, once you click on that, you can edit the text here. It's a little small, so you can click on this blue box right here to enlarge it, and then you've got a lot more room to type. Okay? So this is where you would describe, okay, this is what I did, this is my evidence, da-da-da-da-da. You would be able to type a lot in here, or copy and paste in if you've been working in a different document. If you really like working in Word or whatever, you can do that and then copy and paste your text in. It doesn't do too much weird formatting. So once you've added any text that you want to add, you would then hit that blue box again. That will take you back to the original window. And then, what button do you have to hit all the time?
Save.
Yes. Okay, and then you would hit save. Now, let's say that you want to add a nice image or a PDF. You're not going to be able to do it there. You're going to have to add another box. Now, the reason for that is that each different file type is added in a different way, okay? So, for adding a PDF, that's where all of these options at the side come in. So you'll notice that these all expand. And there are a lot of these you're not ever going to have to worry about unless you get really curious and you want to. The ones that you will want to worry about are the top three. So text box, that's what these two on the right are. Image, that's what this one on the left is. And media. So this is how you'll add your PDF. So let's add a PDF here. Oops. Yeah. And you can choose where you want to add it. And I don't know if I have any PDFs. I'll find one from outside. Let's see. This one. And then I'll click Save. So now you'll see that the PDF that I've added is right here. Now let's say that you want to change the layout of your page so that it looks a bit more organized. Maybe you just want this PDF box and this general evidences next to each other so you can show the connection visually. That would be a good idea. To do that, you'll click on Edit Layout. Okay? And if I want just two things next to each other, I'll choose the obvious, this one. And then I will click Save. Oh, there we go. Okay, so fairly easy to make these changes to your layout. And now I've got these together side by side. Okay? Now the other thing that I would want to do to make this really clear that I forgot to do is change the title. So I'm going to call this Evidence. And maybe I want to be really explicit. Evidence of, can't remember what the title was, thing at right. I'd recommend being more explicit. And there we go. Okay? So this is how you can add the different documents that you want as evidence, add the text that you need to under each of the different sections within your page, and also shift the layout around so that you can really nicely visually display what it is that you're trying to communicate. So now what is this going to look like? Let's click Done and click on this page. And then everything is nicely displayed. It looks pretty sharp. And we'll pretend that there's a lot of really interesting text in there. And then done. That's one competency done. Okay? So does that make sense to everyone?
Is she going to catch
Yep.
me if I talk?
No, you can talk.
Okay. Can I just have a question?
Yeah.
On when I press into PDF, under that drop-down box on the left-hand side, I have a pop-up box that says Add Block. I don't know, where did I miss something? Was I not
Nope.
paying attention?
I don't think so. Let's go through this one again. So
Sorry.
I think I know what you're. No, that's fine. I think I know what
You
you're
just
talking about.
press
So you click here,
Let's see.
Okay. What is,
and then
what
you
is
clicked.
that?
You clicked on this one.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
what
that's
is
fine.
that?
It's just asking you where you want to have it. So if you click on either of these things, that refers to the layout.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if I wanted it on the left, then I would choose this one. If I wanted it on the right, I would choose this one.
Okay.
Yeah, you can also choose, so if you want it after either of those top two, then you can choose that.
Oh, okay.
And then you would click Save, and then you would be able to, so let's try this again. And I'll show you where it would place it. So it's right after General Evidence. Does that make sense?
Gotcha. It does.
Yeah,
now,
so
thank
it helps you change the layout right away if that's what you want to do. I typically add everything first and then change the layout after I kind of get an idea of where I want things to be. And I find it a lot easier to look at the layout this way because it will give you more levels to choose from. If you want to get a little bit more advanced with the layout, you can expand it and have a lot more choices. You can also customize it if you want. It's fairly easy to do. Just remember to click Create New Layout. And then you can have a whole different thing to choose from. So it's always going to give you that option with anything that you're adding, where to put it in the layout of the page. Okay? Let's see. So, does that make sense to everyone? So like I said, it's not quite as intuitive or as fast as some other programs like even Facebook in terms of being able to move things around, but you just have to remember that this entire system is broken down into single steps. So if you can remember that, it won't be too frustrating and you'll be able to use it really quickly and easily. Just remember that everything is broken down into a single step. You have to save after each of those steps, and you'll have to input new information or add new files or anything like that at each of those steps, okay? So the page, like you saw, is broken down into different sections. Each of those has to be individually edited. If you change the layout, you have to save that. That's a single step. Just remember that it's always single step, okay? Do you have anything you want to add to that?
I guess the way you're thinking about the editing on the e-portfolio system, it's more like editing with a word processing system or a page layout program rather than something easier like the web page where you just Facebook or something where you're adding a stream of consciousness. Whereas this one, you actually have to go to each of the pages and decide how you're going to lay it out. Make sure you have all the information uploaded, and then put it all together on the page itself to present it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. So deviated from the slides.
Well, you kind of jumped through them actually. This would be more like review.
Yeah. Okay. So now we'll go through this and make sure that everybody's got this straight. So does everybody remember there are two ways to get to editing your pages. Can someone tell me what one of those ways is?
Shout it out.
Dashboard, and then what?
Portfolio.
Yeah. Okay. And the other way?
Portfolio and the pages.
And then?
And then the little pencil button.
Yeah. Okay, great. All right. You can also search through your pages. So your template, your collection has a lot of pages in it. So you can actually search through. Even if you only know the number and the letter of the page that you're looking for, you can search it here. So you can search 1A and it will bring up the pages that start with 1A. Just to make things a little faster. And just to review, you hit edit this page if you've gotten there through dashboard, or clicking on the pen if you've gotten there through portfolio, then pages. And along this top, that's where you'll see all of the different options that will take you around places within your portfolio. So dashboard is your landing page. Content is where you'll find your profile photo, any of your files. Portfolio is where you'll find all of your pages and collections. Groups is where you'll find, you'll only be a member of one group, but that's where you'll find it. So that's kind of the macro level of navigation. And then once you're within a page, all of these options, some of which we went through, that's what is going to help you navigate within the page to add content, add different types of content. And if you get really techie, you can embed YouTube videos, which I think looks really good. You can add RSS feed for your blog, all of that kind of thing, and you'll find that under external. So it is sort of a fun thing to play around with. Also, if you have videos, if you've done a presentation and you have a video and it's not on YouTube, you have it maybe just as an MP4, you can actually upload that entire file and it will play within one of the windows. It'll display just like a PDF, and you can actually hit play and you won't have to exit the portfolio. Same with YouTube. You can hit play and it will play right within that page. So if you want to play around with those options, you're certainly welcome to. If you want to add a video, like how I just described, as a file, you'd add it under Media. And if you wanted to add a YouTube video or RSS, you'd add it under external.
Where's the external, sorry?
That's just on the bottom here.
Oh,
So once you're inside edit a page, once you've opened a page and clicked edit this page, that's where you would find all of these options. It will show up on the left. Yeah, so I'm looking at the entire Johnson Shoyama collection right now, and then I've got this page open. I would hit edit this page, and then this is where all of these options appear. So you're always going to see this level of organization here. That's how you can navigate around within your entire portfolio. This is how you can navigate around within the options to edit your page. And here, so external media is where you would add a YouTube video. External feed is where you would add RSS. Is Google Apps going to be working?
I don't know.
Okay. I've tried embedding like Google Sheets and that kind of thing in a page because I thought it would be pretty cool, but it didn't work. However, it'll probably, there are updates all the time, so I expect that'll work at some point. And media, you can have files to download. They don't show up as nicely as this. You can add an entire folder. You can add an image gallery if you have a bunch of images already uploaded as files. You can do HTML editing, but it's not really much of a need. You can add an image, it's the same as this one. And you can add embedded media, that's how you would add your own video if you had an MP4 file. And PDF, that's where you would add PDF. And then I'm skipping over some of these because you're probably not going to need them. If you do, though, I'd be happy to answer any questions that you have about them. Because some of this relates to things that are capable within Mahara, but probably not necessary for your program. Personal info, you can add your profile information, that kind of thing. And general, you can actually add a table of contents to one of your pages for the entire collection, but I don't recommend doing that because of how many pages there are. It'll just be really long. So the things you're really going to need to know how to use: text box, image, media, in particular PDF. And if you do have any videos that you want to include, external media for YouTube or to your blog with external feed. Okay, so that's where that is. Now, I can't emphasize enough how important it is to save at every step, because this is, like Jonathan and I were explaining, a little bit different. It's not click and drag, so it's not like even building in WordPress or something like that. It will not remember anything you do unless you hit save all the time. Hit save, okay? Every time you see a button that says save, click it. Because there's no do-overs. There's no going back or recovering things, so always, always, always save. Okay? Can I hear everybody say that? I will always save.
I will always save.
All right. Okay, now to share your portfolio, because right now, unless you've kind of jumped ahead and changed your own settings, your portfolio is by default entirely private, and you are the only one who can see your pages, except for your profile page. That one is shared, but all of the other pages, even though everyone has the same pages right now, they are completely private, completely locked down, okay? So you will need to change that yourself by going into your share settings. So I'll walk you through that. And everyone follow along with this one because, oh, where did it go? Oh, there it is. Nope. There it is, yeah.
Can you just provide some context why we would want to be sharing this?
In the context of your program, it's for assessment. So your instructors can't even see what you're doing right now.
Right. So when would be the time that you would be sharing it? Only at the end of your program?
That's a question for your instructors.
Yeah. Do they want you to show it all as you go, or all complete at the end? It's really up to the.
You normally share it as you go, and you get a bit of feedback on it too.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
okay.
That's what I do in my program as well, because if it's meant to kind of follow a timeline, then it's helpful for instructors to be able to see where you're at.
So I haven't been asked at all through my entire first semester about sharing any of this. So is that unusual?
It's not a problem. That's
Okay.
why we're doing today.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, it depends on the program and how things are set up. Like the system itself is fine with letting you do whatever. It's just default private. So some of the students in our program actually share this out a little bit more broadly because they're using it for future employers. So this is entirely up to you, and it has to be done by you. So each program will determine that. I don't know that there's necessarily a right or wrong answer to that. So to do this, you would go to Portfolio, then Shared by Me. Oh, the connection is slow. There we go. Really?
Everybody else still connected? Yeah.
Well, it says I'm connected. Okay, just bear with me. So once I'm going to go back to the slides. Okay, so I won't walk you through this because apparently I don't have internet access. But
You do.
yeah, I don't understand. But just follow along with the slides. So once you've clicked Shared by Me, go to the little Edit Access key. And then you'll see all of this, basically. I've got a lot more groups and things like that going on, so it might look a little bit differently, but you'll see all of the different pages and the collection. So if you're sharing and you click that key, it will bring up what you need to have brought up. So you don't actually need to click on any of these pages. That doesn't matter, because you'll be sharing your entire collection with your instructors. Now, to find your instructors right now, you would want to go down to the bottom and click Share with Users. So that should be the last option. You'll see Share With, and then you'll see Share with My Institutions, Share with My Groups, and then Share with Users.
Which
Yeah.
page are we supposed to share? I have under collections, and then I have under pages, profile page.
Yeah,
Which one
no,
of those
you'll want
am
to
I
be,
supposed to share?
go Portfolio, then Collections. You'll want to share the entire collection.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so go Portfolio, then
Yeah,
Collections.
no, I went there, and then I just had two options. It was either the collections or the profile page, so I didn't know which one.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's the collection
Okay.
that you'll want to change. Yeah. So once you've done Shared by Me under Portfolio, then you'll want to find the instructors' names under Users. Okay, so it's set, the first thing that you'll see, it's set to Friends, so you'll want to hit the little arrow and set it to Users, and then you'll need to search the names. Whoops.
That's a little surprise for the end.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to try walking you through this again. Maybe I'm connected again. Oh, you're connected?
Yeah.
Okay, well maybe, let's see. I don't know why it's not.
Quick Chrome.
Yeah,
Or at least that window, yeah.
yeah. No, okay, let me see if the Mozilla will. So the other one looks a little bit differently, but it's the same thing. This one had better connect. Okay.
No? Right. We're having some technical
Yeah.
difficulties.
We'll just stick with the
You
slides.
can
Sorry,
switch
guys.
my computer to mine.
Sure, yeah.
No,
Oh.
I just need the.
Oh, yeah, you don't need a dongle. Okay, hang on, we're going to switch computers. Mine doesn't think that this is a secure network. Oh yeah, you're gonna have to mirror your display. Okay, so when you are adding the instructors, did everybody find share by me and get to the right spot that way? Hands up if you did. Okay, good. So once you're there, to add your instructors, you'll need to search them by first and last name. I actually recommend just searching the last name. So once you do that, you'll have to add them one at a time. So you'll have to type in the one person's name to search, then hit search. That person will come up. There will be a little add icon next to their name. And okay, awesome. So we can try showing you this here. Your mouse is fast. Okay, so shared by me. And
This is my login too.
okay. Okay. Oh, right. So, and then share with other users or groups. And we're going to search a user. I'm going to share yours with me. So there aren't very many Winonas, so I can just search the first name. But I do recommend, because this will go through everyone who's got an e-portfolio, don't search Bob or something.
It'll be the whole server, not just people from the from the public policy.
Yeah, so if you search a really common first name, you're going to get a lot of people. So search both, and there's me. So now I'm going to add myself so that Jonathan Bird's portfolio is shared with me. I'll click the add, and then you'll see this. There is an access start and end date. To be honest, I recommend not putting in a date. I've had problems with this with students in the past, putting in the wrong date. And then all of a sudden I go to assess their portfolio and I can't see it anymore. So don't put in a date. If you want to stop sharing with the instructors and you want to start, like you're at the end of your program or you're done your program, just hit the little trash can. It's much easier than ending up with your instructors not being able to assess your work. So that's my recommendation. So hit add after you search the user. Then you'll see them here. Oops. Ah.
Yeah. Too many windows.
Too many windows.
Which one is it?
This one. Yeah. And then hit save.
Always hit save.
Always hit save.
So
Yeah?
the last time we search, it's not coming up with anybody.
Refresh it again.
Like refresh the whole page.
Yeah.
She said, sorry, did you say nobody's coming up with search users?
Yeah. Yeah.
So Joshua did it.
And you were searching one of the instructors?
Yeah.
Try just the last name.
I did. Okay, it's
Oh,
working now. I
weird.
just used to refresh the page. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, it worked now?
Yeah. Thanks.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, question?
So, are we supposed to add them right now? We don't really know who to add, or?
That's a question for the instructor.
Oh, okay.
Whenever you want.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so is everyone clear on how to add, how to share? Okay. And if you want to get peer feedback, I don't know if that's part of the class, but I know I require my students to share with each other so that they can exchange ideas. You'll have to do the same thing. All right. I think that's it. Okay. Should we switch back? Okay.
No, I can. I've got
Oh yeah, you've got the slides. All right. So quickly, is there anything from this presentation about how to use your e-portfolio that didn't make sense? Was there something that I didn't explain very clearly that you would like me to go back over?
I'm still not entirely, I don't have my head entirely around the whole idea of copying and pasting. We talked about that, I think, in the 883 class, about copying and pasting each competency into your portfolio. And I don't know, I tried to do it on my own and it just didn't make sense to me. So am I off base, or did I not understand that properly?
I'm not sure what you mean. Can the instructor clarify?
So let me see if I understand your question by using an example. Say you worked in a group and you identified some competencies as a result of working in a group. Your question is, how do I display that in my e-portfolio?
Yep. How do I,
Okay.
I can't get my head around how to make this look. Like I can't get my head around visualizing how it would look.
Okay.
How to make that happen.
I would like to use mine again. Yeah. So that's a question that overlaps a little bit with program content, but I'll try to answer it as best I can. How I see portfolios best working to display competencies is to have either artifacts or text. By artifact, I mean an image, a PDF, any kind of physical proof that is displayed in a way that kind of connects visually with the text of the thing, right? So each page within an e-portfolio can be curated, almost like an art show or something, right? So that you can show a visual representation of what it is that you've learned or what competency you're attempting to demonstrate. Does that make sense?
It's coming, yeah.
Okay, so that means that because, like I was showing earlier, each page within the portfolio is segmented. So that's the layout when you pointed out block when it comes up when you hit PDF. So there's the layout, and you can change that around so that you can say, okay, I want this document next to this bit of text so that I can show the connection. And then below that is going to be the second piece of evidence I have for my competency. This is the text I'm going to use to explain it, right?
So then what would be, is there, I know that there probably isn't one particular way that one can do this, but in terms of organizing that, should you be organizing it by class that you've taken, by activity that you've engaged in, say at work, or is it by the competency? Like, which is your wisest approach to displaying your pages?
So that is something that would depend on the structure of the program. I noticed that the collection that has been set up by your program organizes things by individual competency. So each of those pages, and correct me if I'm wrong, instructor, each of those pages appears to align with a specific competency. So you would want to scroll through pages, so go to portfolio, then pages, and look at the entire list and see what those competencies are. That's where you would be providing evidence of each individual competency. That's how it looks to be organized to me. Our program does something differently. So each program will do things a little bit differently. And then students in my program end up reorganizing their portfolios in the way that best suits them. But those are questions for your instructor for sure.
I just want to add one thing.
Yeah.
One thing to that. That's a correct approach because one of the things you're doing with competencies is you're showing your growth or your development in a particular competency.
So that would be development over time. So
Right.
I'll go back to this kind of example page that I've got. And so let's just imagine that this piece of evidence was maybe something that I documented at the beginning of my term. And then this is something that came later, the text that I would want to write. So I'll add some text. And that would be, let's see. Let's put it after this one. So then I could add some evidence and then a reflection on meeting competency or something like that. And so I would throw that in. I would hit save. And you can just keep adding to these things. So then I could go back and edit my layout so that I have things positioned the way that I want them. And you could do something, let's say I want everything in just a single box so that it follows one after the other. So then, okay, I've got this evidence of this thing, and then I would want maybe this one to bump up. You can move them around like this. And then let's say I've got this reflection for this evidence. So this evidence I would put up here.
You can just drag and drop the
Yeah.
blocks like she's doing there with the when it shows up with the arrow.
Yeah, and then let's say I didn't like this one anymore. I can delete it very easily. And let's say I thought this one needed to be somewhere else because it's under files. I can delete it from this page, but it'll still be in my files, so I can add it to a different one. So that's what I mean by curation. You can really choose how you want your pages to look. And if you've got everything that you've added through files, you can delete or add 2 different pages as you go. The text boxes, though, now that I deleted one of my text boxes, there's no getting that one back. So files you can add to multiple pages, but if you add text to any of those pages and you delete it, it's gone. Okay, so just remember that text box is always going to be unique to a page, but anything with a file you can add or delete over and over and over, as long as you don't delete the file.
And that was a good segue to the last slide that we had, which was not up on your computer anymore.
Oh.
Which said there is no undo. So when it's something specific on a page, like Winona said, where the text box was specific to the page, and you hit the trash icon to delete it, there is no undo for that. And unfortunately, there is no way of retrieving that either. So the same thing happens to the pages themselves. If you end up having deleted a page by clicking the delete icon beside the when you have your list and you can choose to edit or delete the page with the pencil icon or the trash icon. If you hit the trash icon and delete the page, there's no way of getting that back, unfortunately. So be very careful with anything you do hit trash. Be careful that that's what you want to do.
Yeah. So some of my students have learned that the hard way. And just don't hit trash unless you're deleting a PDF from a page or an image from a page. Is that pretty clear? Okay. All right. So, are there any other questions that we can answer for you guys?
Everybody got a comfort level here now about how they can reflect on the competencies they developed during the first term and start to enter those as they build their e-portfolio? Any questions?
Will these slides be shared with us?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's a good question.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we'll share the slides,
They should be.
and then the recording will be there. Yeah. One thing I wanted to point out on the bottom of the page, on the bottom right-hand side of the page, the right column, I should say. There is links to resources. If you see down in the right column, right at the bottom there's actually links to the manual that Mahara has put out for their system. We don't really customize our system at all in terms of how the parts are added to the system. So anything for the manual that's on the main manual for the Mahara system will be valid for our instance of it on the U of S. So you can go through the help manual, and that link is on all the pages, and I believe it's even at the bottom of the page for the e-portfolio site. So you can access the manual itself and walk through the steps that they show to how to do things. There is a help link, I believe, on the bottom of the page. No, on the bottom of that page, contact us.
No.
Yeah. And that actually takes you to the service desk, the U of S service desk for support. You can contact them for help with connecting to the e-portfolio system. Just have to be sure you let them know that you're a student connecting from University of Regina rather than one of the University of Saskatchewan students, because then it'll change the way that you log in. And it might, if they've done their basic support that they can help you with, if there's anything a little more complex, they might have to bump it up to me, and I'll have to be the one that helps you out as well. So, but you're welcome to contact the service desk and get them to help you as much as they can. And I do have some evening support and weekend support as well. So just wanted to make sure that you knew that there is a manual available and then help is available as well. And then through your instructor, of course, you can talk to them and make sure that if they have any, they can answer any questions related to your program. And if they need to extend any support requests, they'll do so through me as well.
Okay.
Any other questions? Last chance? There are none. Thank you very much. It's been very helpful. We really appreciate it. And Winona
You're
and
welcome.
Jonathan, I'll be in touch with you later in due course.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay?
Have a good weekend.
Thanks very much.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
There's pizza out there for everyone who's interested.
There's pizza outside. In terms of making available the recording, Jonathan, and the slides, have we set this up yet?
We'll get they were just recording, so they have to send it to,
Oh, okay.
to us. So yeah, we'll
Okay,
get
I
that.
have a
I just sent
question.
to John Berta.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as sharing it with instructors, who are we supposed to share it with?
Me.
Okay, so we share it with you at any point, I guess?
Yeah. As you go along. Okay. Anything else? Good. Thank you for coming. Let's eat. Close to Christmas holidays.
Do we continue after we eat?
No, that's it. That's all.
Oh, all right.
You don't even have to eat.
Oh,
That's a good idea.
There's lots of
lunch.
Take something.
Take something.
Otherwise, Ben.
I'll take it to go.
Pizza himself.
I'll take it to go. You want? Whenever you guys don't finish, I'll take it to go.
Go power through.
Just down here.
Okay.
Okay, pizza, but I would have run it out myself.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah. I took Monday off.
Yeah. So that's your time.
You guys finished that? I just finished it yesterday, yeah.
I'm finishing stuff Monday.
I got
Took Monday off and power
Jim's exam. I had Jim's exam on Thursday. And then I don't want to do it at home.
I'm just gonna do it all one go. Sunday morning and Monday all day.
But I just, I can't.
Like I have all the words and everything. I just have to put it together.
What I
How are you doing?
like, I read it 15 days, so plus one. And I'm pretty proud of it.
I guess I would have to just remove all this, just change these data to.
But not the he didn't tally them. He didn't like add them on there.
No one could read it.
Not if you know how to do it now.
Still help with this because I would like to screen when it gets to or like an executive
Yeah,
director.
so that's why I came here because I have a
Exciting or
yeah,
but I haven't found
yeah.
I think it's
executive portfolio, but I could definitely.
Give us some comments, see how.
Thank you. I just think, I think it's like I don't want to discourage him.
So I disguise it pretty. You'll be able to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to, because I've been very hesitant. I've been thinking stuff, but I wanted to, like I know when John asked Jonathan, ours is John. I know John had said this is coming up, so I sort of saved my questions until then,
Yeah,
so.
no, that's good, that's good. And you're right to think of those as examples because they're, texture that really interesting.
Yeah.
What will you take?
Hopefully the first.
Yeah, I think it will.
Statistics so nice. With Radian or no?
Yes.
Yeah, with Radian. I had it on Saturday mornings.
Oh yeah. Yeah, this time it's in the afternoon. So.
What's it?
It's in the afternoon.
Do you mind? I made arrangements, like my husband is going to be coming in to pick me up and stuff like that, and to wait until 2:30, like could I leave sooner and go over my appointment I have, rather than waiting until like 2:30 for the session, or is that screw up your case?
Everything good?
Could we, yeah, like could we meet for a little bit now, or like after you leave? Is that okay, or did you need something to do between 2:30 and 4:30? Because we were supposed to have this tutorial from 2:30 to 4:30. And I even contacted Irene and asked her to change it. She said this was supposed to go until. Yeah.
The problem there was it changed times about 3 times.
Yeah,
So
I know. I'm just like I made arrangements to get in here from Moose Jaw this morning, so I'm just trying to make the most of my time
Yeah,
now.
right.
So,
Sorry about that inconvenience. Also, we were dealing with other instructors. I wasn't sure how long they were.
yeah, certainly. So,
I'm gonna
do
take
you have some
10
time
days
right
this week
now
break
to meet,
and
or
finish
do you
it.
prefer to meet just at 2:30? 2:30 Saturday? Okay, sure.
Are you gonna be done free?
Yeah, I have one class. I can do it. 3 days of class and I'm out of here.
This is what you, isn't this what you gave? Oh, no, wait. Wait. No, this is what I got from another fellow, that's right. No, I didn't, I got this from another fellow, that's right, sorry, I gotta give it to him. So I'll get that to him this afternoon. Okay, anyway, we'll talk to you then.
You showed us this first week. Yeah. So as you go on, you know what to do, right? Now you're gonna have to reflect back to things. Oh, okay.
There's a presentation on Tuesday.
Yeah, that's moist. Moist and very yeah.
So what presenting in when?
Like basically everything we have.
Just the capstone?
So in general, you see everything. And you put it in.
Yeah.
Then you ask some questions.
So you're presenting like end of April? Okay.
When you graduate.
Okay.
Once she's graduating this fall, so
Okay.
it's going on Tuesday. And then it's a pass and fail, and I don't think they're going to be failing, but after doing this many presentations in this course, they cannot fail, yeah.
That's how one of those key competencies in management and governance and leadership. There was a lady that was caught for plagiarism. So how to apply the duties
Management. It's important, but that was fun.
you don't even have to stress yourself. You management
So how it goes now, I asked.
Well, I like pizza,
Yeah.
they let us know
That's my own fault, but
Yeah, I know. Well, and for me, like I have arrangements. Little kids, I have like. Anyway, I mean, everyone's got their thing, but it's. I guess.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like complex.
I mean, I would have heard this yesterday. I mean, I know before.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, why don't we have done say that some people would still make it?
Yeah, I know. There, and I get it. I get it. That it's extremely difficult to coordinate all these things. I get that.
Used to be my client.
Oh, yeah?
I just know that when we met in September,
It's cool.
we
This is
had
the
an
first, like, I'm still in the rose.
every day that this could easily happen.
I'm walking to that my
Like this, well, and this really, we did go over it in November, Bob went through it. That would have been a great one to say, bring your computers tomorrow. We're gonna go over Mahara, and we're gonna do this. And that would have been much more, because especially at the beginning, right, of a program, like, so, because I went into my computer that night, and I tried sorting it out, and I was like,
Yeah, I remember just setting out. That's enough.
Like, this is brutal, you know, and I've done a few journal things just to sort of feel like I've done something. I tried doing all those images, and I'm like, what? Like, I am stupid on a computer, so that it's not great for me. I mean, what class are you taking next semester? Which one?
Economics, 805.
All right, okay, the IT stuff finishing. Are
Maybe we can have
you?
Yeah.
That's fun. It's not like
Okay.
Right now, I'm not policy, but I'm dropping it.
Almost like
the highest should be -9.
I was like, in February?
Yeah, the one
Highest
that's
should be
very
-9.
Oh, no, March. It's in March. That's right. Yeah, I'm going to take that one too.
Last that's
67 one that
Well, yeah,
Maybe we'll take that one.
you're not working, hey?
Right now I'm not, but
That's a lot. That's 4
I
classes.
just applied for a job now.
Did you?
Yeah, we'll see if I get it.
Yeah.
Apparently it's a student job, so they're pretty
Yeah.
certain, but I mean, I work better with that. Like when I had a lot of, like last year, I used to have a job. And
Yeah.
like I had like 3 or 4
Yeah.
things on my plate at a time, and I would do better. And this year,
Yeah.
like, you know, I'm only doing 3
I
or 4
think this is
times.
incentive for me to call my
You know, it's busy and it's kind of busy until
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know. I saw that one yesterday, and I said to John, like as an elective, like it looks amazing.
Yeah.
But do I like that's advanced public policy? I don't even have like beginner public policy, right? So.
I just took advanced governance analysis.
And I've not even taken like 801 yet.
Yeah,
So,
neither
you know, so I'm wondering.
One's like pretty basic.
It's the same thing, but it's just like you said.
Like, I actually ironically have the textbook because of the fact that the textbook they used, the textbook I used last year in my public administration course. Yeah, ironically.
Oh, well, that's good.
Yeah, they're short.
Well, then maybe I'll touch base with you when I need to.
Yeah, yeah.
So apparently for 802, Irina's chosen a brand new textbook that's never been used before, and it's over $200. So I've been almost considering dropping that one, taking that really good elective, and waiting until the next semester and buying it off of someone.
The only reason I ever like really considered taking 802
I know. The blog class looked very interesting. And now that I know how Irina marks, like for me, she hasn't been. But she has been for other people. But I think that she realizes that I'm an idiot. So I think she just feels sorry for me and has to bring up her friend. I heard that he's...
He is a good teacher.
Well, and that's what... The 805 textbook I found really good. Like it was really helpful, very distinctly, really good Canadian examples. So I found that for me, because I was in the same boat, I was just sick about it. And so that I found helpful. But I spend most of my evenings on YouTube teaching myself.
Yeah.
It doesn't come natural. We have like one particular girl, she's an economist currently in her current role. So the prof will teach it, and then this woman will sort of analyze it.
Yeah, the job I applied for was
Oh, good for you. I would love to get with administrative economy.
it was actually more messaging.
Is it a term?
It's like a student position.
Okay.
I'm still
Yeah,
planning on
because
going.
the ministry's on a hiring freeze, right?
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah,
excellent.
so I'm still planning on going for the internship, obviously. But this would be great. That's the summer job.
An internship is extremely expensive.
I don't know, it doesn't really go
For
through me.
when the
I
girls
don't know.
at our
I'm not really dealing with
about her internship. She is at an NCP level 2, which you can get with a business certificate.
Yeah.
So I don't think that for me, that was a really big discouraging thing.
Unless like See, unless like I really enjoy this job.
The Ministry of Economy would be fantastic to work
In that sense, like I would already have that safety if I have it. But I mean, right now, I just applied for it. So
Who's the hiring coordinator, or hiring manager?
they're going to call me this week about an interview. I was going to say that they'll probably call me this week. I haven't talked about it like
It's a man that you talked to? Or, oh, you talked to a
I got
from
talked to
here.
somebody
Oh, okay.
who was just letting me know that there's a spot available. I didn't speak to him. He just got on my
Because
head.
I'm working on a project right now with the Ministry of the Economy.
I can't remember
So I
the
know
guy's
a few
name.
people. Doug Rain. Doug Rain.
I can't remember. If I remember, I'll tell you.
She's
But
she's like a lab tech.
yeah, he just messaged me.